Alright, look, I don't even know where this rumor came from, and I feel like I shouldn't dive too deep in and make a full in-depth 15-minute long porno intro out of this topic, but essentially what is being said right now is a rumor going around that I don't know if I've ever actually spoken about how I thought this could happen on this channel before, but I have with a mate previously, and it looks like Sony are again, they're licking me dry, and I'm not getting paid for this at all. I'm kind of rambling on here. Essentially, there is a rumor and a report going around that actually does suggest that Topher Grace's Venom from Spider-Man 3 will be making a return in the Venom 3 movie. Now, this is obviously, I mean, it's pretty shocking. This is almost like probably sorry, having a cardiac arrest. This is probably more of a twist than when Darth Vader says, "I am your father" to Luke. It's not that. It's not as big as a twist. I mean, it might be somewhat of a more disliked twist. I don't know if there's a whole lot of people out there who like Topher Grace's Venom and were even asking to see him back, but you can only think and imagine that this creates a huge, like, what-if scenario in Venom 3. Like, Venom 3 clearly needs to be pretty big. It needs to be very good. It needs to be as big as Johnny Sins, if you know what I mean, because Venom was a very good start to this new universe, whatever they are creating over there at Sony. Then they did Venom 2, and Venom 2 was obviously extremely bad. I very much disliked how they went about that movie. And then they released Morbius, which is considered to be one of the worst movies of all time, which I somehow nearly found more enjoyment in watching that than Venom Let There Be Carnage. I don't know how, but both those movies were just, Jesus Christ, throw them out and don't ever go and get them. But Venom was a very good start. Venom actually, what I thought was an extremely good movie, especially considering no one thought it was going to be a good movie. And I feel like with how things are looking for this universe, they've got Madam Web, which kind of looks interesting. They've got Kraven the Hunter, which looks pretty shit. I mean, they need a big movie, and Venom 3 could be all of that. There are so many interesting and intriguing Venom comic books out there that tie in the Spider-Man, obviously, that we wouldn't even imagine to see on the big screen, right? But in the last 5 years, credit to Sony, they have done a lot of experimenting and, I think, risk-taking, and they're not afraid to really expand out of what the norm was for comic book movies. I mean, in the 2000s, it was very basic. In the 2010s, you know, we got a lot of movies coming together like Infinity War and Endgame. Now you've got in the 2020s, you've got Sony making these Spider-Verse movies with 100 different Spider-Man. They had Spider-Man No Way Home, where you had all the live-action Spider-Man from the movies come together. Venom 3 could be another step of that. Could we see the origin now of how the symbiote was actually, like, where it came from? Because there are comic books where the symbiote is obviously from a planet very far away that has a bunch of other symbiotes out there. Again, the theory going around right now is that could we possibly see Topher Grace's symbiote and his Venom symbiote maybe in this home planet? If somehow that happens, again, that seems to me to be too far-fetched. I don't think we're going to see the symbiote home planet or anything like that. I don't think Sony have the balls to be able to do that. That's a huge thing. Like, that just, yeah, probably won't going to happen. But realistically, maybe they explain how in this movie the symbiote knows who Spider-Man is, right? Again, there are other theories around that. Obviously, it's very odd. It's very odd that the symbiote at the end of Venom 2, you know, sees Tom Holland's Spider-Man and, like, licks the screen and goes, "I want to lick his balls." Not because he's Tom Holland, he's good looking and he's been where Zendaya's been, but because he's Spider-Man, right? Then we know at the end of Spider-Man No Way Home, Venom gets jumped back into his own universe. But it's supposed to be in the Spider-Man No Way Home plot is supposed to be the only people who were zapped to the universe were, again, people who knew what Spider-Man's true identity was, which is Peter Parker. It's not really explained how Venom knew of that, obviously. Again, he's never met Peter Parker or anything, but he was zapped into the universe. Is this just bad writing on Sony's part, making them, forcing Marvel to kind of put him in and all of that? Or is this actually a bigger story? Are we going to actually see this in Venom 3 where, who knows, maybe it follows one of the online rumors that this symbiote, again, somehow knows the similar symbiote that Topher Grace's Venom had, which showed him Spider-Man. Maybe it, of course, again, knows of Spider-Man through that. I'm not too sure. There's a lot of different fan theories and shit going around, none of which are probably going to come true. But, again, I did say to one of my mates, Caleb, who you guys have previously seen on the channel before, that I thought it was odd how they brought every, Andrew Garfield and Tobey Maguire villain into No Way Home, but the only one that wasn't there was obviously Venom's, Topher Grace's Venom. Again, it's not really odd when you think about that Sony probably want to keep Venom separate because he's their own thing now, but it does make you wonder. We've seen all of the Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield villains, come back, except Topher Grace's Venom. So, was that maybe being left for a more interesting thing to do with the Venom, 3 movie? Quite possibly. I'm not exactly too sure. I think it'd be cool, but I don't think it's gonna happen. And where do they go after this Venom movie? If Venom 3 actually does alright, surely we're not gonna get a Venom 4. Surely one day we finally get a movie maybe called Venom vs. Spider-Man or something, and we finally get that huge thing. Hopefully Tom Holland's Spider-Man, sorry. Maybe even Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. I don't know. But I'm just intrigued to see where they're going to go with this third movie, where they're going to go after this, how they're going to react to Kraven the Hunter probably failing. Will Madam Web pass it? I don't know. I feel like Madam Web is a really interesting topic that will be cool to maybe see. But of course, if you haven't already, please make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. Comment your thoughts and opinions down below. How do you guys think Venom is going to be introduced in this Spider-Man? No, he's not being introduced in Spider-Man. In Venom 3. How do you guys think that's all going to go? Do you think Topher Grace, these rumors are actually true that he's going to be in it? Again, let me know your thoughts and opinions. Subscribe to my sports channel, my IRL/vlogging channels. Links for them will be in the description down below. But as I was saying, please make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and comment. And I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.